I won the biggest lottery prize in my state's history, $384 million. And I didn't tell anyone. When I saw the numbers, I didn't scream, didn't jump, didn't cry. I just sat there staring at the screen while my hands shook so hard I dropped the remote. My name. On that ticket. For 2 hours, I kept refreshing the results page, whispering the numbers under my breath like they might disappear if I stopped looking. When it finally sank in, I didn't feel joy. I felt fear, because I knew my family. Growing up, money wasn't just money in our house. It was power. It was leverage. It was ammunition. My mom always said she'd rather die than be poor again. What she meant was she'd rather control everything than feel small. My brother Mark learned fast. He measured people by what they could give him. And then there was Lily, 7 years younger than me. She used to crawl into my room when our parents fought and whisper that one day we'd leave and build something better. She never cared about money. She cared about people. So I made a decision. Before I claimed anything, before I called a lawyer, before I even told the lottery office my name, I wanted to know who loved me without knowing what I had. The next morning, I made 3 phone calls. I told my mom my small business had collapsed, that I was behind on rent, that I didn't know how I was going to eat next week. She sighed like I'd inconvenienced her, said she couldn't help, hung up. I called Mark, told him I'd been evicted and needed a couch for a few nights. He laughed. Maybe now you'll learn to stop pretending you're better than everyone. Then he said he was busy and ended the call. When I called Lily, she didn't interrupt. She didn't judge. She just asked, "Where are you?" I told her I was at a motel about 3 hours away. It was a lie. I was sitting on my couch. 4 hours later she texted, "I'm halfway there. Don't leave." My chest tightened. She'd quit her job the week before to start nursing school. I knew she barely had anything saved. I called her. "Lily, how are you paying for this?" She hesitated. "I sold my laptop. 200 miles. Her last $500. No questions asked. No proof requested. No hesitation. Just love." That was the moment I knew. I called her back before she reached the motel. Told her the truth. That I wasn't there. That I wasn't broke. That I needed to know who would show up. There was silence. Then she said quietly, "You could have just asked." Her voice didn't crack. It was worse than that. It was disappointed. I would have come either way. Then she hung up. I sat there staring at the winning ticket and realized something brutal. I had just tested the only person who didn't need to be tested. That night, instead of hiding the ticket in some dramatic storage unit, I called a lawyer. A real one. I claimed the prize anonymously through a legal trust, the standard process in my state. No spectacle. No press conference. No name released. The money moved into managed accounts before anyone knew it existed. Then I drove to Lily's apartment. I apologized. Not to clear my conscience, but because I meant it. She didn't forgive me right away, but she listened. Over the next few weeks, I slowly made things right, the honest way. I helped her rebuild what she lost. I replaced her laptop. Not as charity. As a brother. Months passed. I didn't upgrade my car. Didn't move. Didn't flex. I paid off Lily's tuition quietly, with her permission. When she asked how I suddenly had money, I told her the truth. I won. Her reaction wasn't greed. It was fear. "For you," she said, because she knew what money did to people too. We agreed to keep it between us. Not because we were scheming, but because peace was worth more than exposure. Eventually, my mom called asking for help. Not because she suspected anything, because she always did. This time I helped, but on my terms. No loans. No leverage. Just controlled, structured support through financial advisors. Mark found out years later when public records surfaced from a business investment I made. He was furious. Not because I lied, but because he failed the test. And that's when I finally understood something. The lottery didn't change my life. The test did. Out of $384 million. Only one person showed up when I was worth nothing. And that's how I decided who deserved to stay when I was worth everything.